Good morning, everyone. Virgo here. It is November 19th, 2019. Happy Tuesday to everyone. I wanted to make sure that you guys were updated on any changes with regards to the Sharon Tracy Gale docket. Um, so I went ahead and took a look this morning because I anticipated, since nothing showed up yesterday, that we would see something this morning once the court uh, clerk actually entered in any new information that the judge or Sharon or any of the attorneys had filed within the court. So at first, when I started looking, I didn't actually see anything other than the trial showed as trial and remained showing as trial. In other words, it didn't change to hearing. It didn't change to anything else. Still showed yesterday's date at 9:30. Still showed the same judge. Still showed as though it was scheduled. It does not show that it was continued in any way. That was the only thing that I saw until I looked at it a second time and noticed that there was a new entry within the entries area. And I want to show you what that was. So you'll see that the previous one was for October 17th, 2019. And the very next one you see is an entry made by Sharon herself for yesterday, and it's in quotations, and it's called Allodial Sovereign Bond. So for those that were hoping that maybe Sharon had come to her senses and would stop filing crazy documentation to try to prolong the inevitable or to attempt to try to plug up the court system even worse, well, sadly, those hopes are now just completely obliterated, because Sharon has filed something that the majority of us that watch these movements have actually never even seen before. An allodial sovereign bond is something that is non-existent. Now, a lot of you that have either had potentially classes in real estate or some form of property management may recognize the term allodial. It's generally used with regards to land. It generally means complete ownership, meaning that you don't have a landlord, you don't you're not subject to rent of any sort, and the land is free and clear. An allodial title, for example. Sadly mistaken, this group of individuals believes that an allodial title is actually something that even cannot be superseded by eminent domain, which is not true. But that's for a whole nother video. Allodial simply means in possession of, without the possibility of an overlord. Okay. And the reason that I'm saying it like that is because allodial is a Latin term that was presented somewhere between 1300 and 1600. And it is basically just means that whoever holds the title of that land is the actual owner in complete. If you look up information with regards to allodial land, it will tell you that with the exception of taxation and eminent domain, you are in control of your land in the event that you hold an allodial title. It also means the land, the properties and buildings that are on that land are included. We don't go into any information with regards to mineral rights, okay? So for those of you that would like to look up additional information on this, you can take a look at allodial land titles, and it will give you information with regards to that in addition to land patents and that sort of thing. However, in this case, an allodial sovereign bond is complete and total wackadoodle. It doesn't exist. When you try to look up that term to see what SOBSIT sites may actually have this kind of information, you run into, again, the self-written documentations like the Moorish consulate is so good at doing. And there's a fee schedule, and there is a site that suggests that they can use allodial bonds as indemnity bonds pertaining to conveyance. So this is right to travel stuff. It's asinine, to be perfectly honest. And it shows that nothing has changed. That where we may have thought that since we had not seen anything filed of obscurity, of absolute insanity for a while by Sharon, that perhaps she might have come to her senses. But no, it appears that she's deeper in than she was prior to her arrest, and she will continue this way. So I wanted to update everybody on the new entry and share with you this new document no one's ever heard of, and make sure that you guys knew what was going on. It does actually appear that that the trial is moving forward, and I say that because there's no new entry with regards to a continuance. So I will continue to check on this each and every day and update you guys on any new entries that happen to pop up. Let's hope that it really is something that's going to go forward. Now, of course, this motion has been filed. This document's been filed, so the judge is going to have to rule on it. And we'll take a look and see when we are closer to the possibility of getting some kind of conclusion out of this. But it does look like we're actually in the trial at this point. I could be wrong. There could be something that pops up today, tomorrow, saying, hey, we're going to continue this till after Christmas or whatever. But at this point, there's no continuance showing. It still appears as though the trial is continuing to move forward right now. So let's wait and see what pops up. I cannot get any information from the clerk at this point. Everything is pretty much closed out to where when you call or walk in the door, unless you are, getting like an audio or using Freedom of Information Act in order to pull previous transcripts, there is really no information that's going out, which also kind of rings a bell that the trial is actually moving forward right now. So let's keep our fingers crossed, and I'll update you as soon as I've got more information. Thanks, everybody. Hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.